So, she's toast. Whole car, it's done. We're game over at this point. It won't. I replaced everything that I said I was going to, and it now doesn't hold idle. It barely runs. It hardly does anything. It's missing. So I think I jumped timing, or I bent a valve, or something happened somewhere catastrophic, and it's over for this motor. Now, this does not mean I'm out of the game. I plan on coming back. I already have a short block on its way, which is fantastic. Factory, by the way, just a factory short block. We're gonna swap over everything. I'll get my head redone, swap over everything. That'll be the new motor for the car, and then I will now have a donor block to now build an actual motor. So I'll have forged internals, I'll have cams, I'll have all of it, and I'll keep the same turbo I have because honestly that one works pretty well for this kind of platform. I don't think I need to go any bigger for this. So that's kind of where we're at. Now I'll show you. I'll just do a quick little blip for you guys, and I'll make it fast, but this is what we sound like. Yeah, I think it's safe to say it's done. So got the car in the garage because this is where it's gonna be sitting for a little while. So I've already started to tear it apart. I'll show you what I got already done, and we're just gonna keep on chugging. I'm just gonna have hopefully majority of everything I need torn apart before my cherry pick comes in. That way when I have the cherry pick, it's just ready to pull the motor out, and then hopefully the new motor will be here by then, and we can start having all that stuff put together and everything ready to get put in the car. So it doesn't look like much, but I already have the battery, ECU, everything out. The charge piping all the way up to the throttle body has all been removed, and a few other nicks and knacks. I was trying to take off the turbo and the exhaust, or at least this section up here, and I've already run into my first bolt of the session, already broken. This top stud broke. I hate the studs on like the way downpipes are. I just hate that because they rust out so fast and they get heat warped and they just expand and shrink and expand and shrink. Not surprised this one broke. Shoved a crap ton of PB Blaster on all of this and it didn't help. I'm gonna hope that nothing else breaks. If it is, I mean, it might as well going to. I want to get some sort of custom design up here and put a V-band clamp, because V-band is just so much better, and I won't have to worry about this ever happening again if I need to take the downpipe off. Alright, here's where we're at. I got the whole core support and front end off, so I can, you know, access that nut to finally take the downpipe off, but that's alright. We still need this all off to pull the motor anyway, just because there's not enough room to go up and over. It's better just to kind of let it hang and then pull it straight out. I might take the entire turbo off and take the manifold off, and I might be able to see if the exhaust side, if I did skip timing, if the exhaust side's bent, I might be able to see that. And also that gives me access to the T-Jet timing port, which is here, and that timing port there. This one you can get easily just by taking off the fuel rail, and then it slots in nice. This one is impossible with any sort of turbo in the way, but hopefully have this off at least tonight. We'll plug up those holes for the night, and then we'll move on to whatever comes next. Alright, so I got the downpipe off, and the turbo spins perfectly. No problems or anything in there on the cold side. The hot side, it might be hard to see because the camera can't see it, but everything spins perfectly. So that's a great sign that this turbo's okay, which is, I was worried a little bit that maybe it was not, but she's okay. Now it's just about taking this off and seeing if maybe on the inside of that exhaust, the exhaust side, that I might be able to see some bent valves. My timing toolkit should be here by the end of the week, and then I'll know for sure. I'm not going to take this off without checking timing first, because I want to see it. I want to see it that it's out of time, because if it's not, we got something wrong down here. Alright, so turbo off, everything came out very smooth. So some of the studs came out, but the other ones stayed in, which is really nice because breaking these is not fun on this head. Based on what I can see, it might be hard for the camera to pick it up, but there's a lot of carbon buildup but none of them look, I don't see any signs of bent valves, at least on the exhaust side. So I guess that's a good place to start. So we may not have jump timing, but I can't see the intake side just yet. But this, I mean, this is a good place to be at, is having the turbo off, having the front end off of the car. But I mean, the turbo's okay, which is the good thing, because that is something I was worried about. But turbo's okay. I don't see any exhaust valves that are bent, but I won't know until my timing kit comes in. I also found out I put a tiny crack right there. You can see it kind of open and close. I put a crack in my AC line. The one area where it was soft, and of course I somehow get a break in it. So I don't know much about AC lines. I just know that they need good pressure. Don't know if that's repairable or if I have to get a whole hard line itself. I'm just gonna have to do some research on that. But anyway, this is coming along nice. So far not running into too many issues besides the downpipe. I want to get the front end up on jack stands completely, take the wheel off, probably take the fender off. As you can see, I already pulled this one off on this side. It's right there. Now, I've had a couple of you guys reach out and ask me, well, are you going to go back to multi-air? Absolutely not. Why would I ever go back to a platform that I changed out of? I became original. I was the first one to do it. No one knows because I didn't record enough of it to create a swap video, because one, I was so burnt out of doing the YouTube stuff, I didn't even think about it, and two, I was kind of under the knife to get the car out of the shop because we were trying to get stuff installed for a dyno, and I needed to kind of just move a little quicker than if I was able to document everything, because there's one T-Jet 124 which Torque did, and he was running the T-Jet on the 124 with a big turbo and everything. They went to a standalone. I don't know if they did Haltech or ECU Master, but I know they went to a standalone ECU. I decided to keep the factory because that was possible. And also, from what I understand, from what Doto's told me, they never made a 124 with a T-Jet motor. I believe it was all multi-air. So that wasn't really designed for the T-Jet platform, whereas the 500 had T-Jets long before the multi-air was even thought of or even brought over into the States. I'm not the first T-Jet in the States. I know for a fact I am the first 500 T-Jet in the States, just I didn't document it enough to show it off. So with this rebuild, I will definitely be making some sort of content and probably showing you the T-Jet swap and what you're going to have to do. But for me, main plan is to rebuild the car. Number one, you guys are going to join me for the journey. Going to rebuild the engine. I am putting a factory bottom end back in, just for now. Just for now. I do have plans to use this block, hopefully if it's not too messed up. I'm going to use this block as my built motor. Hopefully you guys are hanging in with me, because this is going to be a little bit of a process, but for you that stick around and trust it, please do, because you guys will like it a lot. But anyway, that's it for me on this one. Like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends, and I will catch you guys in the next one.